We're going to talk about how to make the perfect steak. It's one of those little secrets that not everybody knows. Not everybody tends to share all of this information. One thing you want to remember is the most important thing is start out with a good quality steak. Start out with good meat from a reputable butcher. You know, some of the local neighborhood guys are some of the best ones out there. Although some of the markets carry good stuff. When you look for your steak, you want to look for one that's been well aged. Generally, like this particular cut is a sirloin. I like mine aged out at 21 to 28 days. Ask the butcher, ask the guy at the meat counter how long they've aged that steak before they cut it, and they'll tell you. You want to look for a steak that's brick red, not bright red. Bright red is an indication that that steak doesn't have a lot of age on it. So as you can see, these have got almost a brownish look to them. That's a good looking steak. Okay, so we're gonna start out very simply. You know, we don't need to do anything too crazy to it. We're gonna start with a little bit of butter. Put that in a hot pan. I'm gonna take my favorite seasoning blend. I'm gonna put a little of that on the steaks. We're actually gonna pan fry these. Just gonna give it a quick dip in the salt. We're gonna put it salt side down right away. And I want that pan nice and hot because I want to form a crust on my steak. So we're going to crank it up a little bit. Now the rule of thumb, and this is one of the other things to keep in mind with steak, is to get it to a beautiful medium rare, you want to take about 10 minutes for every inch of thickness on the steak. Now these are approximately an inch thick, so it's going to take us 10 minutes to get there. So we're going to let them cook, and then we're going to flip them. When we get to about 10 minutes, they're going to be looking like this. And what I've done is I've added a little bit of a compound butter. Compound butter is this is a combination of whole butter, garlic, and some chives. So again, nothing complex in the flavor, very simple just to enhance the meat. We're going to bring them back over to my counter. I'm going to let them rest for a little bit. One of the other secrets with steak is taking the temperature. If you want to get your steak to the right temperature, you don't want to put a thermometer in there. You don't want to poke a hole in it because all of the juices are going to leak out. You want to use the finger test. So if you take your thumb and your forefinger, put them together, don't put any pressure on it, and then feel the muscle at the base of your thumb. That pressure is going to correspond to a beautiful medium rare steak. If you want to go for medium, take your middle finger and thumb, put it together, no pressure, just touch them together, and feel how much more that muscle tenses up. Now you're at a medium steak. Go to the next finger, your ring finger, and that muscle will tense to what a well-done steak will feel like. So you don't need to worry about 110 degrees this or 120 degrees that. Use that simple finger test and your steaks will come out right every single time. And they're going to stay juicier because you're not going to poke a hole in them and leak all the juice out. So once I've let these rest for a few minutes, I'm going to take them out of the pan, set them up with whatever accompaniments I want. Got some nice garlic mashed potatoes for this one. I'm going to take a few of the fresh chives from the garden, kind of lay those on there because I've got that in my compound butter. And I've got dinner for tonight.